Hey, howdy y'all, this is Frightman, and this is the 7-foot animated, officially licensed from Universal Studios, Frankenstein, brought to you by the Home Depot 2024 Halloween season. In this video, I'm going to do a fair and honest review. If you would like to learn how to assemble him, I have a video for that. If you'd like to learn how to get this big guy back in his box, I have a video for that. But for now, let me show you what he looks like.
I created this. Do you see? A living being. I created life. Look out! Tie him up quickly. Get him downstairs.
Okay, so I have 3 words to describe this guy. Wow, love him. That is right. This guy is freaking awesome. First of all, look at this height. This is a huge prop. I mean, huge. When I stand next to him and look at him, and while I was assembling him, I was just shocked at how tall he really becomes. Quite frankly, it's very intimidating between the height and how well it's done. It's intimidating just to look at him here. I can't imagine what it's going to be like for the kids at Halloween. So let's talk about just how awesome this guy is. So we'll start off with the clothing. The clothing is done really, really well. It looks a little bit different online, but I like it better in person actually. So online and in some of the boards where people are talking about this and looking at pictures, they're concerned about this blood look on the clothes. There is splatter, there is stains on the clothes, but it doesn't resemble blood. I assume that's what it was supposed to be, but with this color of the material being so dark, it really doesn't show up. And from a distance or with just a little bit of subdued lighting, you don't see it at all. So that's not a concern if you were worried about that. I wouldn't be worried about that. The hands themselves are sculpted really nice. They're really big. They're bigger than mine. So yes, these are really, really nice big hands. But that head is what you have to look at. That thing is huge. It's bigger than my head. You have the servo eyes. You have the servo tilt going on in that. And that's really good looking. I mean, he looks really, really good. The sculpt is done really nice. I did try him out with some different color lighting. And I didn't really find one that I like. I think he's probably going to have to go with just a subdued white or yellow light. That's where he seems to look the best. He's got a really good looking haircut going on here, classic Frankenstein style. There's a few cuts. There's one on the side of the neck. There's one over here on the head. It's got a little bit of blood. I like to put perma blood on, but honestly, I'm not gonna touch it. I like it just the way that it is. So there's also these bolts on the side of his head that light up with the blue. I didn't know what I was gonna think. See it in person, I actually like it. It doesn't bother me at all. So I'm not gonna do anything with those, but there are some people that are saying that they're gonna paint over it, or they're gonna disconnect it. You know, more power to you if that's what makes you happy. But wait until you see this guy in person, because you might like him just the way he is. I had thought there were some changes that I was gonna make, and I'm not touching a thing. I love him just the way he is. I wanna talk about this sensor. I don't know if this sensor is messed up on mine or if this is by design, but my sensor is really cool. Why? So the sensor's in the center, right here in the center. I can get in front of this guy and do like this. He doesn't trigger. But as I come over here from the side, the sensor actually catches me from the side. And I think that's really cool because we're so used to getting in front of a prop, you know it's gonna go off, you get in front of it, bam, it goes off. There's not really any kind of shock factor or surprise factor. With this guy there is, because off to the side is when he triggers before you get up there. I hope they're all that way really, because it's a really cool effect. If it's just mine and I got lucky with the messed up sensor, I'm so happy about that. But maybe yours will be like that as well. So let's talk about his modes. So he has a step pad mode, he has a sensor mode, and he has a light only mode. So if you want, you can actually turn them on to where just the bolts are going to light up, but there's no motion. I guess if you were going to use them as a display in the house or something, that's kind of a cool option. At Halloween, I don't know why you wouldn't want this cool guy moving, but lights only is an option. There's a lot of chatter on the web about what we're calling the floating head effect. And that's that, you know, because of the servo motion, there's a lot of opening here in the neck area so the head can kind of, you know, move around like it needs to. So as I was editing this video, I came up with a few ideas and I kept coming back and coming back. So I had to refilm this part just to kind of give you a couple ideas. I decided a couple of embellishment pieces, and I'm going to do that I want to share with you. And then I found a problem. So the embellishment, I've decided I'm going to go ahead and just come with some glue and just put some buttons here on his jacket. I think that'll give the jacket a lot more realistic look, just simply adding some buttons on there. And then we talked about the floating head, and I suggested, you know, you could probably come up with some type of ring to put around there. Well, just as an example, I took a piece of paper. That's all that this is. It's a piece of paper. It is painted with a Rust-Oleum metallic finish paint, which you can get at Home Depot, and it's a spray can. And I was just kind of playing around with this idea just to kind of give you some ideas. If you did want to put the ring around the head, obviously you wouldn't do it with paper. You would do it with a piece of cardboard or something a little bit more stiffer. But if you like that look, that could be a pretty cool look, and you could have a chain coming off of it as well. But what I have decided I am going to do is I'm going to make him some collars, but I'm actually going to make these with cardboard and put some around his two wrist areas. And Home Depot sells a plastic chain by the foot. I'm going to use those rings, and then I'm going to get some of that plastic chain and spray paint it with this Rust-Oleum metallic finish paint. It'll look just like real metal chains, but it'll be a lightweight plastic. And then this way, as he moves around and does this with his hands, those chains will be swinging and kind of give a little bit more motion. You can get a lot more motion for your buck that way. So I'm going back and forth and going back and forth, and I'm just loving this guy. And I look at him and I go, have you ever seen one of those guys at the gym that like their upper chest is just huge, right? They're just this massive guy. And you're looking at him and you're going, wow, you've been working out a lot. And then you get down to like the waist on down and you're like, oh, you don't do any work on your legs, do you? Uh-oh, Houston, we have a problem. That's this guy. I didn't realize it. I really hadn't looked at him from the side. Let me show you what I mean. So yeah, you're looking at this beast of a man and you're just like, wow, look at all those muscles. Look at that big chest and that big strong back. And then as you go down, you go, uh-oh, what happened to your legs? But boy, oh boy, this guy's gonna need a serious Brazilian butt lift. And a little bit of work on those legs, but it's gonna be an easy fix. I am not going to be happy with that. It's just not going to work for me. So I'm just going to get some batting over at Walmart, right? You can just get batting that comes in a roll, or you could get it that comes in sheets. I'm not sure. I'm probably going to use the sheets. There's enough material here for the legs to fill up with some of those sheets. And the same thing here, I did play with this with just some old towels laying around the house and kind of put them out here. I can get him a little butt. It's not going to be one that anybody's going to be bragging about, but at least we can give him a butt. So we're going to do that, and I think that's going to help him out a lot. But yeah, from the side view, just like he is, that's a skinny butt. If you like this review and you like the demo, please give me a thumbs up. I'd also like to know in the comments, what do you think about him? Do you plan to get him? Do you already have him? I think he's wow. I mean, the wow factor is just, it's wow. So he's definitely up there at the top of my list of my favorite props. Thanks for watching the video, and until next time, stay spooky, my friends.
You can feel alive now. You can